Do you ever think about the fact that social media, just the phrase, the term, and what it actually is anything but social, and it's anything but any kind of media per se? Let's unpack that for a minute. The idea is that when all of this began is that we would interact with other human beings and have robust discussions, and all the different sorts of ideas would be put forth. I'm old enough to remember when the internet didn't exist. Back in 2000, when the internet really just kind of kicked off, the idea was that the internet would connect us all, bring us all together. And there's no doubt that being able to connect with people over, friends and family, who in the past you used to either have to call long distance or travel to go see, you can see streaming live anytime you want. That part's great. But how is it that even though we can do that sort of thing and we can connect with other human beings, when we're actually in proximity to these folks, when we're actually together as a group, everybody is on one of these? That's right. They're busy texting someone else or looking at their feeds, interacting, engaging in people that are not even with them. So, are they being sociable? No, far from it. They're anything but sociable. They're distracted by that. That is the drug of choice. Why is it? Well, it's very simple. 3 companies essentially own all the social media, so to speak, all of these outlets essentially, all these streaming places where you get all these aggregators of information. That's who they are. And way back in the day when YouTube first began and other forums began, you used to have to subscribe to a channel. Content creators were king. They were making different and original stuff. However, those days are long gone. There's no such thing as that. Everybody, like I said, is an aggregator now. They just regurgitate what somebody else has put out. I mean, how many reaction posts people are out there? Somebody puts out some material or a clip or something, and then all somebody does is react to it. Not necessarily with anything original or new, and some of the reactions are just copies of other reactions. That's it. It's just one after the other. And the algorithm, what does it do? It feeds your insatiable appetite. It doesn't want you to learn or be exposed to people with original concepts or ideas. It just exposes you to 10 seconds of garbage of somebody else commenting on something, or somebody that had a very short clip that's gone viral for whatever reason. And it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to have an in-depth probe or conversation and you're going to delve into ideas with any deeper understanding. It's not like you have Aristotle and people like that sitting around just kind of contemplating life and theories and everything else. No, the idea is to give you little bits of sugar high and just keep you going and keep you hooked with it. Now, the media part of social media, really, is it? Now, it would have been probably 10, 15 years ago, before, like I said, all the algorithms and everything started dictating what it was that you were seeing. But nowadays, it's not really media. It's essentially one story that's rehashed by everybody else and repeated over and over. The media even does that. Read one newspaper, one outlet, look at one channel, whatever it may be. Take any story, for example, something about Trump. All they do is regurgitate it. Any story, they're just repeating what they've heard from someone else. Nobody does journalism. They don't check things out anymore. They're just regurgitators. And what do? They regurgitate to people who want to hear that same narrative in that same silo because the algorithm keeps feeding it. So it keeps us all isolated, and it allows us not to connect. So we just become tribalists in so many ways. So what can you do? How can you counter this? Well, a couple of things you can do is you can stop being on it. That's right. In your life, I promise you, if you gave up social media, if you gave up this drug of choice for 48 to 72 hours, you'd be in detox. Your life would actually possibly start getting better. If social media was the cure-all, if bringing the world together as this thing is pitched was the answer, why are so many people depressed? Why are so many young people full of anxiety, fear, apprehensions? Why? Because these 3 tech giants all push for that. They need people to be living in fear and isolation. That's what gets them eyeballs. That's what glues them to the screens. And ultimately, you are the product. That's what you are. If you're living on social media, you are what they're selling. That's it. We become that entity for them. You are a commodity to be sold to advertisers and anyone else, and your thinking is going to be shaped accordingly. You're going to be pitched messages accordingly. So how do you break free? Like I said, break free by talking to human beings, putting away those devices, taking a exodus from it. Your life will get better. I promise you, if you gave up Facebook, your life's not going to end. There's people who give up X, Twitter, whatever. Their lives don't end. Now, that doesn't mean you don't engage in the process and know what's going on. There's other ways of getting information. At least you can source out information that may not even be the people you agree with. That's probably the best way to move forward. Listen to thinkers and intellectuals or idea makers or shapers who are people that are maybe polar opposite to what you think. And that suddenly is going to possibly make your life a little better. That's what our higher levels of institutions, that's what these universities and colleges were once intended to be. They weren't meant to be these social media camps of what they become. They were meant to be institutions where ideas came against other ideas, heads butted against each other, and people walked away going, that kind of hurts, but you know what? Maybe in a good way. So that's what I would prescribe to you this year in 2024, while it's still early. Make a vow to go social media celibacy. That's right. Give it up for a while. See how your life goes. I guarantee you, chances are, your life will be a little better off. And at a minimum, you're going to have more time on your hands and you're going to have less anger and hatred towards things. And perhaps that'll allow you to move forward with something you've been putting off for a long time. Anyway, thank you for watching. I do appreciate it. Please post any comments you have on my channel. And like I said, I'm a guy who just posts original type material. I have ideas that I share. I don't do react videos. I don't do any of that stuff. I try to create original content and try to share different things with you. And I hope that there are people who appreciate that and will continue to watch and introduce this channel to other people. The other thing is my channel's not monetized. I'm not making profit off you. And I guess, showing my videos to people isn't going to be profitable to them because there's no advertisers I'm pitching. Anyway, I do appreciate it. I will see you next time. Take care.